have a seat, please. So thanks again to come to here. I'm Aki Kusurai from Greenville Studio Lab director. And I'm working in research in visual entertainment for a long time, 24 years already. And my first Siggraph was in 1997 in Los Angeles. And every year I have participated Siggraph for a long time. And last year I have in Siggraph Asia, Tokyo, and real-time live. And I have played as a VTuber. So this is me.
Okay, let's try exactly face computing.
So the VTuber technology is very interesting for me. So I was a real-time guy and also programming and game companies, game engines. I have spent a lot of time and also haptics for feedback. This is me. Thanks. So to play the video game, to play the VTubers, to play dancing, that's very hard work, and also with a lot of interesting computer graphics techniques and also interactive techniques. So virtual gifting and also the character animations in real time in the front of the 1500, 1,500 people in the front of the stage. So that's also very hard, very unstable Wi-Fi connection, and also here is a very complicated materials. But I will talk later details about VTuber, virtual YouTuber, virtual talent, virtual beings, a lot of things we say, but let's say virtual being as integrated, unitized word in this moment. So here is a 3D avatar technologies that contains real-time rendering, face capture, brain shape, and hair and accessory crosses also, and voice recording, lip sync, and voice body cross simulations, motion capture technologies, finger capture technology in real time, all in real time. And also we can make a new style of animations like real-time toon shaders. Also here is photorealistic technologies coming, and also here is engagement with network broadcasting, gifting in mobile, in cloud. So here is actually new technologies we are facing to realize the virtual beings. That's why I'm organizing this event. Not only the computer graphics, but also the interactive technique and also the human being. So this is the virtual being world in Siggraph 2019. This is concept. Here is 3 parts of the event. The first thing is the center, the world VTuber showcase. We have 20 minutes but very selected virtual beings from all over the world. And the next part is a pitch event. Virtual being fast forward, like a technical paper fast forward. We have greater than, longer than technical paper fast forward. 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes. So I have 3 minutes timer, like that. Your mobile phone, now, just now please, or access by QR code and type VVW19, Virtual Being World 19. So you can leave the comment. So now I can see VVW Slido, SLI.do, and type here, Virtual Being World 19, and join. That's all. You don't need to install any softwares. You can leave the comment. You can leave join to the poll. So very easy, very useful. And I will show the real-time result in later. So the first part will start soon. So this is a virtual being world. As before to start, here is the partners companies I have to introduce you. The event is organized at May and in FMX film event in German in this year. And we have discussed to launch this event. And here is some companies who have interested like Dynamic Seas, Dynamic 6, and also High Presence, High presence. Thank you, Sir Joy. So here is some companies who are related to the virtual being, and here is also VR on web media, Japan. They are media partners, and EXR, Koike-san. EXR is also XR company. He is also the director of streaming this event. And FX Guide, Mike Semur is cooperating. High Presence and GFR Fund, Stretch Sense, and where from Stretch Sense? Stretch Sense, okay, Stretch Sense. And Venture Reality Fund, the VR Fund, thanks. And Right Fire Live Entertainment, my company. So thanks all for the virtual being award. I wish to thank to the all companies. And also Siggraph, Kim from Siggraph International Resource can pick up my event as a 2 hours slot here. So we have an agenda. So we are going to, yes, the opening address, and also we are going to the World VTuber Showcase finalist showing and virtual being fast forward, and round table and awarding and take a photo in later. And for the announcement, we have a speakers meetup party after the Microsoft Theater is tonight in 9 p.m. Okay, let's start the virtual YouTuber showcase showing. So here is starting with Mia Kimino. So virtual being world is from all over the world. And also here is なんかおかしい。influence like Twitter and YouTube. Here is various values you can see. ちょっと待ってね。
Maybe while you work on that, raise your hand if you know what a VTuber is. Okay, some but not all. A quick definition. A VTuber is a person that uses an animated intermediary to express themselves. It's not exclusive to YouTube, but it seems to have been kind of stuck. So the concept of VTuber could be anywhere on the low end, which is just a 2D animated flat character, to a 3D character where someone is piloting it through perhaps an XN mocap suit, as Professor Shirai has demonstrated with an iPhone to get facial capture. And then it can scale up to real-time humans, which you'll hear about later from one of our speakers.
Exactly. Not only on YouTube, right? So there are different kinds of virtual streamers. In Asia, we can see a lot of cute girls normally, VTubers. But in the Western world, we also see all the other platforms, like more photorealistic virtual characters who are meant to be celebrities.
Yeah, and that's what I'm really excited about in this room, is that we have people that can speak to not only the creation of these characters to show how accessible it is these days, but also where are they going to perform. It's beyond traditional media, and it's into new sources. That's a combination, as you'll hear, from virtual concerts to physical concerts to group gathering of people that want to celebrate characters as a new form of entertainment.
Yeah, as we were talking with our partners earlier, we're very excited to introduce them to you, all these companies, emerging trend, and then they're using all their pipelines, like new business, to contribute to our topic today, the virtual beings world. So.
Yeah, and it's very fitting too that we're in Los Angeles, because Hollywood is in transition. It's a combination of linear traditional media needing new forms of content. At the same time, you look at social media, people want to achieve social status, but also are demanding more privacy and a different way of communicating. And I think that what game engine technology and real-time render allows is a medium that feeds content to legacy, as well as has a foot in the future. So it's entertainment, gaming, and music combining into a new format.
The world's largest CG conference.
And an example?
Yes, not only with the voice, but also with the image.
So ideally, the event should work in real time, but it's too much risky. This is recorded, but it's also very risky. So it's ready to start, and the voice is working?
World's
Audio
largest
is working.
CG conference, Siggraph, will be held in LA In that conference, there's a showcase sharing VTuber culture to the world, and they were collecting videos from VTubers. So I applied for it. Hope you like mine. Hanjo! I'm a bilingual virtual YouTuber, Mia Kimino. I'm the personification of a beckoning cat which brings in luck and prosperity. Hanjo is my habit of saying, and this is a lucky phrase to attract people and money. I've been releasing videos on Japanese culture centered on anime in English to connect Japan and the world to bring in more prosperity to the entire world. My channel has marked more than 200,000 subscribers. Also, I'm the Aichi Tourism Virtual Supporter promoting my hometown Aichi Prefecture to the world. Please come visit Aichi. I'm scheduled to be at the event called Japanese Dream Anime Expo Audition held at the LA Convention Center during the Anime Expo in July. So I hope to see you there too. See you at World VTuber Showcase in Siggraph 2019. Hanjo!
Hi, I'm Yatsumi Friend, a Japanese media artist and virtual. I'm now in a social VR platform called VRChat. The Japanese VRChat community consists of thousands of people, and the entire community includes more people. But no one knows the exact number because the expansion speed is too fast. The thing is, thousands of virtual beings are being in this world. You may think, is it just a computer game? Or what do you mean by being in the virtual world? Well, in this virtual world, you can meet your friends, even if you're physically thousands of miles away from each other. You can play a game, dance in a club, and even enjoy a date. So, you can be in this world. I personally held my private exhibition in last autumn, and 2,000 people have visited only in 2 days. To hold this event, the only thing I did is just upload this world to the server because the virtual world is scalable and infinite. This is nice, isn't it? So that's why we are being in this world. I'm looking forward to seeing you in Siggraph 2019's World Visual Showcase and of course, in the virtual world.
Glad to meet you! Welcome to this Spacecraft! Thanks for the virtual breeze world in Siggraph 2019 that we can meet. It's my honor to introduce myself here. Hello everyone! I come from M78 Nebula, experienced as the Meteora. I am a virtual space traveler traveling between the Milky Way. The first place I visit around the Earth is China. The great country with a long history, where I got my name as well. Both Zi and Yu in Chinese indicate wisdom, and so it is. As you see, I can see Chinese, Japanese, and a little bit English. After coming to the Earth, Zi's favorite thing is to make friends with the people come from all over the world. I often play with other a live streamer and video blogger in Bilibili and a video website that gathering almost young people in China. And also, I'm going to open my YouTube and Twitter accounts so that we can communicate with each other easily. At last, wishing the virtual beings world in Siggraph 2019 goes well. Thank you! Love you all!
世界の皆さん、はじめまして。29歳の何でもやリンクロです。僕はですね、日々こんな感じでお仕事しています。ジャンボベースになります。イエーイ。イエー。その他にも今までアニメジャパンのお仕事やいろんな人と対談をやったりもしています。僕の特技である大喜利を生かした番組で視聴者の皆さんに参加していただく企画もやってます。皆さんからの仕事や企画参加お待ちしています。あなたのコメントや依頼で新たなコーナーが誕生するかもしれません。リンクローでした。See you at World VTuber Showcase in Siggraph 2019.
Hi everyone, I'm Leon Zeromir, an independent virtual YouTuber in Japan. I may look like just a 2D anime character, but I'm not. I'm alive! My live 2D body was made by myself. Usually, I make entertainment videos and upload them on YouTube. For example, my American friends' reactions to the Japanese virtual YouTubers, trying to see my favorite anime character in my dreams, learning about Japanese anime words in English with music, and asking a cat to understand a C programming language. Yeah, it's kind of anything. To be virtual beings, you don't need to have special skills now. I'm doing this to entertain people, improve my creative skills, connect to the world, and to enjoy my own life. You can do anything you want as virtual beings. Let's enjoy this culture with me. See you at World VTuber Showcase in Siggraph 2019.
My name is Bunny and I'm here to say I'm a rapping VTuber from Seattle way. I write fat beats that are sure to treat and a lot of silly rhymes that bring the heat. Got moves from Adobe Character Animator, my cartoon design from the family illustrator. I'm 2D now to be 3D later to explore more worlds and virtual simulators. Music is my focus, but I like to play games. Record silly skits, people's laughter my aim. With other VTubers I wish to collab. Have fun, talk tech, make puns and a dab. Exploring more technology to be able to move more free. Meeting friends along the way. This is why I'm here today. From a digital bunny with a big dream. See you on the other side of the screen. Enjoy the events and the time in between. World VTuber Showcase in Siggraph 2019.
Hello Siggraph people, welcome to my rock platform. I'm Dit. This is where I make my content, mainly comedy skits. It's based on a Unity project using VR for the tracking and motion capture. Everything was made by me, including the technology and the model. I've been making these videos for more than a year now. Back when I started, I was the only English-speaking one. But now we have plenty of them, and I hope it will only grow further in the future. Being virtual can allow things that aren't possible to do in the real world, such as dropping a plant, dropping 2 plants, dropping a giant plant, or not dropping plants. Anyway, that's it. Thanks to everyone in the World VTuber Showcase in Siggraph 2019, and see you later.
Question: Have you been to Nagasaki Prefecture in Japan? This is Saruku Nagasaki, Emperor Official Nagasaki Tourism Ambassador. You can call me Saruku-chan. In many people in the world haven't been to Nagasaki yet, so I will make videos you wanna visit Nagasaki Prefecture. We are in the middle of working to offer economic benefits of 150 billion in a year to Nagasaki Prefecture by Nagasaki Circle Project. Yes, it's a big challenge for us. Because I love Nagasaki, we wanna make Nagasaki more and more famous place in the world like Tokyo and Kyoto. Don't miss it! At World VTuber Showcase in Siggraph 2030. Thanks for watching! Pikachu, Pikachu, Pikachu. Pika, Pika, Pikachu, Pikachu. Pika, Pika. Pika, Pika. Pika.
Hello everyone, this is Aerie and welcome to my Siggraph video. I live stream much of my time in video games now, and I've had a lifelong interest in the game industry and the technologies around it. But I was always quite shy until I found this VTuber phenomenon. An Avatar 2.0, so to speak. It's allowed me to share so much of my experience in a way that makes me feel truly like someone on the internet. And I find it amazing that all of this technology is widespread now. Everything I do, in fact, is done with free and open source software, and it all only came about last year. I hope that all of you watching this World VTuber Showcase in Siggraph 2019 will find something fascinating about this, just as I did.
Everyone, I am Baron the Brick Tower. Well, I start introducing myself now. But have a tea, relax. He's Demon, Object Head, official envoy of EBETS Hokkaido, Japan, and world's first hyper-dimensional virtual YouTuber. My dream is to bring new pleasures to the world across the border of real and virtual. Finally, I give just one advice for you. Tease her. World VTuber Showcase.
皆さんこんにちは、めっちゃバブミと申します。日本の配信プラットフォームショールームでアニキャストという VR 空間で誰でもアニメーション制作ができる次世代アニメ制作ツールで配信しています。ファンが投げてくれるギフトが VR 空間に出現するのも特徴なのよ。そんなめっちゃバブミは2050年の日本の野党未来平和党から重要な使命を与えられて2019年のこの時代に速攻で配信しているれっきとしたエージェントなのよ。バブミという日本語はお母さんのような母性という意味があります。なのでぜひ配信に遊びにいらした際はいっぱい甘えてバブバブしてね。ファンの応援のおかげで渋谷の大型ビジョンにもデビュー済みよ。See you at the World VTuber Showcase in Siggraph 2019! Oh yay!
Hola, espero que se encuentren muy bien hoy. Yo soy Emiko Niwatori. Junto con mi hermano Edgardo, estamos varados aquí en la Tierra ya que nuestra nave está averiada. Así que para matar el tiempo, hemos estado disfrutando de su cultura y compartiendo nuestros descubrimientos en nuestro canal de YouTube. Estaría muy feliz si nos visitan. ¿Qué? ¿Se me acabó el tiempo? Muchas gracias, humanitos lindos de Siggraph. ¡Hasta luego!
Hi everyone, my name is Edgardo Niwatori. I am the older brother and the media producer for our channel. As my sister said, we're twilling beings trapped in Mexico, doing our best to adapt while we fix our spaceship. To develop our videos, we use a myriad of tools based off Unity, the main one being Tracking World, which allows us to record our motion and capture everything using any SteamVR compatible headset. If you want more information on how to create your own virtual model or project, please contact us on our social media and we will guide you for free. And remember to subscribe to our channel and hope to see you in Siggraph 2019. Nos vemos, amigos.
こんにちは。私はオキュラスリフト DK1 の頃から VR を応援している漫画から生まれたオキタンボットだよ。一度以下、おばあちゃん500点。鳥居がいっぱいのところに来ました。大丈夫だって。みんな安心して大丈夫だって。ちょっとおいはい、こんな風に VR の中で生きている人たちがいっぱいいて、それはね、過去の C グラフの皆さんの頑張りのおかげでもあります。これからもどんどん発展していくと思うので、よろしくお願いします。オキタンボットでした。
直感アルゴリズムへようこそ Siggraph 2019ワールド VTuber ショーケースコンタクター僕はキリンだよリンリンって呼んでね僕は日本の AI アイドル你好我是西我是中国的 AI 偶像我喜欢唱歌跳舞和麒麟姐作为 AI 虚拟偶像我们想通过自创的中文歌曲在世界各地结交到更多的朋友これだけじゃないよ日本と中国で同時生放送をしてスリットモンも一緒に投票でストーリーを決めたり格ゲーをしたりいろんなことにチャレンジしたよ生放送のパウズってコメントを肉まんにして振らせたこともあったね100万個も振ってきてびっくりしたよ See you at the World VTuber Showcase in Siggraph 2019再见バイバイ
Currently in development. Together we make all sorts of fun videos and live streams with dancing, games, debates, eating contests, you name it. I like to sing my favorite tunes in English and Japanese. We'll keep trying our best so that everyone all over the world will eat more rice. See you at World VTuber Showcase in Siggraph 2019.
ごきげんよう空城人柄我は吸血鬼と人間のハイブリッドなんだ我は VTuber でありファッションモデルバーチャルファッションモデルはフォトリアルでなければいけないと思うか我はそう思わないなたらこれは我が裏表紙を務めた雑誌この雑誌は日本全国の書店やコンビニエンスストアに並んだ実在するモデルとともに撮影も行ったぞもちろん服だってたくさん持ってる我は個人でも使えるソフトウェアしか使っていない今や何か特別なスキルがなくとも仮想空間で自分らしくあるいは自分とは似ても似つかぬものにだってなれるんだ願わくばこれを見ている貴様らの人生もバーチャルを通して豊かにならんことをそれでは Meet at the World VTuber Showcase in Siggraph 2019世界の
皆さんはじめましてアルバイトが大好き女子高生バーチャル YouTuber のなちょこですなちょこはこんな感じで日々いろんなアルバイトに挑戦しています日本を代表するアニメイベントアニメジャパンにも参加したり大好きなアニメやゲームの紹介なんかもやっておりますお得意様は大手アニメメーカーのアニプレックスさんですが皆様からのお仕事にお待ちしてますよそしてなちょこにはベストフレンドがいます声優のあすみかなさんなちょこの大好きなアニメ「ひだまりスケッチ」でゆのちゃんも演じていらっしゃるんですよ今日もアルバイトに励むなちょこでした See you at World VTuber Showcase in Siggraph 2019
Great, great, great. So I'm very enjoy to everyone make you laugh. So that's I'd like to bring to the all of the participant ideally, but so fortunately, laughing in the front of the screen, that's very hard to bring to the creators. So please access to the list j.mp/World VTuber Showcase 19, WVS 19. You can access to the all playlist. Unfortunately, I missed one players from VR chat. Just 1 minute. And also, I'd like to introduce again the live poll. You can make live poll. Yes. Live poll is Slido, SLI.do. SLI.do. Now, where you come from questions. Yes, where you come from? Where you come from? Please type your origin, country. URL. Okay, URL. Okay, okay. Sorry for that. The playlist is here. World VTuber Showcase WVS 19 without entry. WVS 19. You can access all of the content. So this is by the access. So the winner of the playlist is Nachoko and Rinkuro and Kiminomiya. So congrats for the access. So you can access WVS 19. And also you can start vote. Let's back to here. Yes, where you come from? Where you come from? Slido, SLI.do and WVS 19.
So as we move into the next section, I think, again, to put this in context, you're starting to see the emergence of new type of talent. And what we hope to get into the next section is talking about what tools do people have to move forward into the world as they want to move up in progression from whatever quality they have to start to express themselves in the highest resolution that fits their needs, right? That doesn't necessarily mean photorealistic, but if the tools are there, it allows people to start expressing themselves. And the best thing about all those videos is those are people who want you to think of them not as the person they are in real life, but as those characters, which opens up, I think, a new realm of communication and celebration of people's talents.
Exactly. YouTube is a platform that allows these VTubers to express themselves, to publish their videos. But of course, there are different other platforms that we'll see later from our partners that can allow these virtual beings to exist in a virtual world in different formats, right?
Yeah. And as Professor Shirai leads us into the next section, we'll culminate with a recap of who has entered and where they are in the standings. But perhaps we should move into the speaker section.
The next question on Slido, you can post the winner, your best of the virtual YouTuber showcase. So after
VR 学会というところで VTuber としてすでに報告してきたわ。すごいでしょ。見直した？こんな風にリリスは可愛いだけじゃなくてめっちゃ賢いのよ。すごいでしょ。これ直した？これでも構わないんだよ。リリスはこれからも頑張って国内の学会だけじゃなくて国外の国際学会だとか論文誌にも VTuber として投稿したいってずっと思ってるわ。だからもっと頑張るから応援してね。See you World VTuber Showcase in Siggraph 2019. Bye bye.
Excellent. So we're going to start off with the speakers. We have a representative who will introduce himself in a second from PinScreen, which is a local product of the university system that's using RGB camera data to help you to create your own avatar. So it's not necessarily dependent on the depth sensor of the iPhone. Shirai-san, would you like to make an introduction?
Yes, unfortunately, the main speaker, Koki Nagano, is must be back to Japan immediately. Here is some trouble in his accident in family. So, but he is a long time working with me in the past in Siggraph community, and now he is graduated from University of Southern California with a Polytechnic, and now he is starting up the new company, PinScreen, with Howry and Joanne. How many people working? 15. 15 people working. So he will start the pitch. And for the poll, yes, please start poll. And also, we go next session. So, okay. Mia Kimino and Kujo Ringo and Kirin and C. Okay, great. Do you have any more polls? You can access Slido and sli.do and VVW19. You can join to here. Okay, I will go to the next poll. It's a pitch. So here is 14 players coming, and you can vote each presenters, and you can leave comment. Okay, the first pitch is from PinScreen, and next one, High Presence here, and next is from New Zealand, O'Brien, okay, and Dynamic Seas, and Square Enix, Mr. Iwabuchi is not here. Here, okay. Please locate in the front. And next, already voted. So, from Docomo, Mr. Sato-san, okay. And Verizon, Veronica, okay. And the Wave VR, Adam, okay, come on. And Tony from Franken, and DN Brock, Luke, okay. And Wireless Media, Mr. Nomura, okay, please locate here. And the next is Venture Fund, Marco, okay. And Lion Alti. Lion, okay, please locate to the front. And me, okay. So, everyone ready? By the way, do you need a URL for Slido? Okay, sli.do VVW19. Okay, let's switch. And I will switch to the presenter timers. It's precisely 3 minutes.
Okay, thank you. So, 3 minutes. So at PinScreen, our mission is to make 3D avatar creation accessible to anyone. The reason why we are doing this is that we believe that soon everyone will become a 3D avatar, and we will start interaction with virtual humans. This has already started. For example, Leo Michaela or Imagram are fully virtual influencers that don't exist, but they already have millions of followers, and they are even sponsored by luxury brands. As an important vertical, one of our goals is to revolutionize virtual fashion. We are partnering with top fashion brands and are building a next generation catalog. Instead of going to the store, you can use our app to try on different clothing. Another core vertical for us is telepresence. People who are remote can now connect with each other through AR or VR. But in order to do so, you need a digital avatar of yourself. Now it's already possible to render highly convincing avatars in real time, but creating those is still very, very tedious. You need a big production studio, and it still can take months to create all the assets. Our goal is to use only a single input picture. Traditionally, you need a complex capture system to record someone's face in details, such as with the light stage shown here, but no one can actually afford this kind of system at home. from the pictures taken by anyone, lighting conditions can be challenging, and very often people are not in a standard pose. At the Siggraph Asia this year, we will present a new technology that brings any unconstrained photo into a passport-like picture. Our pin screen app allows you to take a picture and build your 3D avatar instantly. The easiest way to try out is just to download our app from the Apple App Store and play with it. After the session, I can also show you a demo. So here's an example where we show how our avatars can be used for full body digitization and clothing preview for a virtual fitting system. It's not only static faces we can build, we can also animate faces very easily, like this video. And this is our Siggraph Asia paper last year. On the upper row, we have a single photo from a person that we have never seen before. On the lower row, we demonstrate various facial expressions generated using our AI. This is another fun application where I use this technology to turn me into our glorious leader in real time. Oh, yeah, but our goal is not to create deepfakes. Our mission is to make this technology accessible to people so that we can not only virtualize ourselves, but to have a personalized experience for more applications like e-commerce or augmented reality. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeremy. Please start poll, and yes, please, next people, give a talk.
Enabling people to create characters more readily and more on a more commercial standpoint, so people can start entering this new space. Hypersense is here to talk about their product.
You just press the space. Good. Yes. Great. Hi, everyone. My name is Raymond Moscow. Here at Hypersense, we believe that the camera is the tool that's really going to unlock the future of virtual beings for everyone, and we're really focused on helping make that more accessible for everybody. Right now, people are using a variety of different tools, either at the very high end using proprietary cameras, as well as other sorts of markers and other sort of makeup in order to track facial expressions in real time. And these processes even still need kind of doctoring in post. Otherwise, and what we saw with a lot of these VTubers, people are leveraging virtual reality technology along with body tracking suits and kind of a kludge of different softwares in order to power these characters. And so what we see is that by leveraging RGB cameras, the same type of cameras that you find in cell phones, in webcams, et cetera, we are building technology to allow you to use that to track human faces in real time, and then use that to then power these digital characters. As you can see, we track 198 points on the face, and then turn that into a real-time mesh that powers virtual beings. Introducing here, this is Avery. This is one of 2 new virtual beings that we are unveiling here at Siggraph. Come to our booth at 11:50 to see them for yourself. And the animation that you're seeing was actually created by just with a webcam in our offices. And so what we can do is with any sort of pre-rigged character, we can take the data that is utilized by our facial tracker and use that to power a character in real time. Our technology works in pretty much every platform possible. We integrate into game engines like Unity and Unreal. We work natively mobile operating systems like iOS and Android, and we're in the process of supporting Linux as well as the web. And currently we are focused on supporting common avatar systems like VRM, MMD, and Mixamo. We're looking for other teams to explore our SDK, but we're lucky enough to have a few partners around the world that are actually still utilizing us. For example, the Korean game studio Nexon is using us to power in-game character content as well as game animations using their famous characters. Sony Music is using us for AR interactive signage platforms for events, as well as VTubers are very important to us. We're really excited about making the technology stack required to power these characters a lot easier, and so we're working with Leopet in Japan. And so seeing is believing. So come to our booth downstairs at 11:50 and try it for yourself. Yep.
Excellent.
Then Ryan.
And as he comes up to the stage to talk about, please come right up. One quick note, there was a mention in there of VRM, which is an interesting interoperability standard. People are looking to use open standards for characters, which will be interesting and important as we go forward for compatibility. And now in terms of how do you control characters and give them more expression, well, face and hands are two of the most important things. And to talk about the hand component is Ben.
Hi everyone, my name is Ben. I'm from Stretch Sense in Auckland, New Zealand, and we think that the easiest way to break camera systems is to walk away from where the cameras are, right? Going out in the field, out and about, away from structured and controlled environments. So we developed super soft and stretchy and most importantly wearable technology that can give you very, very accurate tracking of the body for creating presence inside virtual worlds. We're really excited about this technology and we've worked really hard to make it as unobtrusive and disappearable as possible. By disappearable, we think that the user or the gamer or the person controlling an avatar or whoever it is shouldn't even know the text there. It should be comfortable, it should be stretchable, it should be very accurate, and it should automatically connect to the systems that they need. Now, we've recently released a motion capture glove targeted at movie and game studios and content creators. I think, nope, there's no video here. Okay, so I have an amazing demo in my backpack. If anyone wants to come and see our MotionCap Pro glove, it gives full control of the hands, display, bending of fingers, orientation in space, very accurate. And the coolest thing about it, you can rip it off and put it back on and it stays calibrated and captures your gesticulations and the nuance of your character perfectly. So yeah.
How cool is
Well,
this?
here's an old video.
This glove has stretch sensors
I have a
that
way better
measure the
demo
motion
than
of my
this in my
hand
bag.
and transmit it
Come
to the
after
screen.
this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Each sensor runs down the back of the finger.
So actually, he has collaborated a project with Ghibli Studio Lab. If you have interest, please ask me later.
This is a nice compliment to what we were just talking about, and please do see the demo because articulation of hands at a very, very, not just to be clear, when we talk about articulation of hands, it's not like a fist or just an open, but it's individual splaying of fingers, not just individually, but also spreading out in rotation. And these things are very important because people pick up on these cues to empathize with these characters and accept them as performers. And at the other piece of this, we want to, again, hands and face. So Emil?
And the face.
Yes. And from Dynamics, we have presentation.
Hi, thanks for having us. Today I'm going to talk about bringing emotions and life to virtual being faces. My name is Emily and I'm working in the research team at Dynamics. We are a French company and we provide capture, tracking and retargeting for real motion into virtual characters. So when you have a look at the past in facial mocap, you realize that all the tools were developed in-house by big studios, and around 10 years ago, companies like ours started to arrive and democratize the tools, making them, packaging them as software, making them available to everyone. Which means you cannot create virtual beings. But when you start doing that, you actually need to define your project. Who's your character going to be? Is she going to be photorealistic or cartoony or 2D style? Is she going to be interacting in real time with real beings like here, Ladybug, who was chatting with a fan on YouTube? And all this is going to give you constraints that will allow you to find the right tech for your needs. In any case, if you decide to go with facial motion capture, you will have to follow these three main steps. First, tracking. You will need a device to capture the face motions. It can go from a simple camera to head-mounted cameras that allow you to capture several actors in real time on set. Once you have your data, you can use them to retarget your motion onto your character rig, and it gives you an animated characters. and you're still not done after that because you actually need to put it in a scene with lights, materials, physics, and so on, so that you can actually have your final renders. So if you have a look at the available solutions in the tech, you really see that there is a wide broad of options, and we already see a few. So depending on the quality you want to achieve, and your budget and how long you can spend on a single frame, you're gonna go and try to find the technique you need. So I'm gonna talk about instant facial mocap, specific markerless facial mocap, and scan-based facial mocap today. If you have a look at instant facial mocap, it's the easiest solution. It's automatic, it's person independent, it's instantaneous and affordable. And you already have available apps like Face Rig here that allow you to have your character. But obviously, you're going to have a lot of limitation in terms of freedom. At Dynamics,
I will show you right here. Sorry for that. The biggest thing. Sorry for that. I will give the opportunity to show us later. Sorry for the problem. But thank you for the dynamic seeds and give the opportunity.
We have plenty of stuff to show, so if you want to come.
Yes, thank you very much. Very sorry for the video. So the hardware troubles occurs just before the event. This is a live event. So very sorry for that. And please join to the vote. And please, yes, have ready. Yes. Sound. So let's take. 副島さんじゃない佐藤さんですね。
So just for context, as we bring this up, the Square Enix has been doing some really phenomenal research into character animation, and obviously from their gaming background, they reached out and have collaborated with a group in Japan that is effectively, you saw them earlier, it is the GEMS company. And the concept is very simple. It's a idol group that's looking for members of the world to join them. And that simple construct gives rise to exploration of what celebrity may be and where we're going the next couple of years.
Hi. Hello everyone. I'm Eitaro Iwabuchi. I want to present virtual character R&D at Square Enix. Our corporate philosophy is spread happiness across the globe by providing unforgettable experience. Square Enix is not only game, but also manga, movies, concert, VTubers. The common denominator is unique and unforgettable characters.
Well, I remember this
is a good example of our more classical research. The goal of this investigation was twofold. First, we wanted to check how efficiently we could capture fact poses as blend shape using photogrammetry. Second, we want to demonstrate we could use texture tiling technique from environment modeling to add skin micro details to a virtual face in an extremely efficient way. The diagram on the right is the simple summary of our flow. After we manually fix issue on our scan, we use RapX for retopology. Then we created a rig in Maya based on these fact blend shapes. Next, we created rig in Maya with blend shapes. To create animation, we use dynamic sheets.
I remember.
Well, next, I want to introduce a more recent example on how machine learning could improve upon existing character or VTuber workflow. In this example, we use deep learning to generate automatically lip sync or even facial animation directly from a voice signal. The very same technique works similar in different languages like English or Japanese. Creating specialized database per language can further the quality of the result. Talking about AI, this is a neat example of the research we are conducting in human-AI interaction as well as AI architecture. We developed an AI-based pipeline on top of voice processing technology that allows us to robustly interrupt and ground into the game word commands and information from speech. However, our goal here is not to create a perfect unidirectional voice command system, as we would like to have on a service robot. Our characters has its own perception and moral system as well as its own goal, personality and emotion. Lastly, I just wanted to mention we are also experimenting with a new media, a virtual space. How to feel have a virtual character standing in front of you in VR or AR space. In the previous example of voice interaction, we experimented in a VR space with a notion or a relative position in space and how to convey interrupt location-based commands. In the AR space, we prototyped the real-time occlusion system on top of existing AR SDKs to prepare ground our virtual character and possibly allow for new types of VTubing. Thank you for attention. If you want to know, please access this URL. Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, so what's again showing the progression here? We're talking about democratizing tools. We're showing the ability to get the nuance of performances, and hopefully we'll get some time back to Dynamics to show their video, because each of these elements is building to an important point. And perhaps Aki Shirai-san, are we going to show the Dynamics video, or we're gonna?
We have a second opportunity just before the awarding. I'm sorry for
Fantastic.
that.
Well, let's move on to where we're going, because it's one thing to create these characters, it's one thing to democratize it, but where do they live and how do they get to people? And so we're entering into an interesting conversation about the carriers. As we look at global networks, as they become lower latency and the ability to generate these characters not just locally, but also at the edge, whether it's scalable compute and render, we start to look at the initiatives of the telcos. And here for NTT Docomo, please.
So thank you for joining. And I'm coming from Docomo and talking about for how we can leverage 5G and communication technology and make the virtual being more real. So what I predict is one day virtual being will exceed real human. In order to make it happen, we need to challenge the human's brain. And what we do, we are creating original live animation. And in 2014, through the TV channel, we are starting the animation. People see animation as a virtual, but we try to make it real. Means real-time rendering, motion capture, and live streaming. And at that moment, 5G is not available, but now 5E is there. And this is our history. So in 2014, we are starting from providing live animation. However, at that moment, there is no VTuber. So we are some kind of first mover as a telco about starting of the VTuber. And then 2017, we try to make the bridges about for Japan and China. Why? Because we are some kind of communicating two continents, people feels more real. And in 2018, we are moving into second generation. We are creating some interaction layer between the China and Japan. So that's the technology. So we are creating the real-time CG generation, and we are leveraging about for the comment analysis. And we are connecting to the several platforms, Bilibili, YouTube, and Nico Nico. And please see about for our animation. So this is animation coming from the Kirin and C, which has already seen about for the showcase. I hope it's coming.
So Nico Nico is the streaming service most famous in Japan. Yes. And YouTube
And this is, of course, an example of why 5G is going to be so important.
Yeah, 5G is better than Wi-Fi. So it's a typical commenting. However, I think we are leverage about for the icon for the pause in order to easier to people understand the comment and also the real pause is coming. And the pink and also blue is we are using the colors. And bilibili is the blue color. And it means the blue pause is coming from China and pink pause is coming from Japan. And it's very interesting because in China is somehow censored and monitored. And people are living in somehow real, but somehow virtual. And people are starting to think about for the blue pause and Chinese audience recognizing what our action is in real. So that is something like interesting. We believe about interaction gives more reality. And we believe about in this way, continuously we are challenging about for the communication technology is exceeds the expectation of the human brain because human brain is controlling of the reality. A body and everything is real. So we are keep challenging about in this way and maybe 6C, we are really exceeding about for the virtual reality is virtual being is exceeds the real human. Thank you very much.
Yes. And
Thank you very much, Mr. Sato. And the next speaker, please. So fortunately, we have a very big two player for the virtual being world. One from Japan, Docomo, and one from Japan. One from USA, Verizon.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. My name is Veronica Vangland. Can I put that here? I work for Verizon with virtual reality with a consumer product perspective. So it's going to be a little bit repetitive from the previous conversation. But so the fifth cellular network technology, or 5G, is coming to market. Verizon already has it in 5 cities and has promised that it will be at least 30 cities by the end of this year. And 5G from a layman standpoint will essentially just be like a reliable and faster connection. But I think for most people in this room, it will change how you work and how you interact with technology. And it's also going to be very beneficial for things like virtual beings, whether that's on platforms or if it's that content that's actually on there. So some capabilities of 5G includes data rates of 10 gigabits per second, which is actually faster than the blink of an eye. And also air latency, that's targeting 1 to 4 milliseconds. And to give you a comparison, 4G right now is 150 milliseconds. So it's going to be a lot faster. And how will that affect VR and virtual beings? Well, so for a computer-generated figure that's capable of all of this that we've seen today, there's obviously, well, not only creating it, but also making it believable. It's going to be a huge amount of computer powered, a lot of storage, so that the virtual being can actually learn and remember what those interactions have been about. And it's going to require low latency and real-time rendering so that the interactions feel real. And all of that is something that 5G is going to be able to contribute with. Since this is so short, I just wanted to kind of list out what I think will be the main benefits for VR using 5G. So I have 5 main points for you, all starting with the G, which was a little forced, but I just wanted to do that. So one is gather opportunities for more advanced combination of storytelling and technology. So that means that when there's less limitations in technology, ideas can be endless, right? 2, give the consumer real-time rendering so that they can have a better experience. And 3, will gear towards lower latency to avoid complications and also help with that lower latency. 4, generate increased storage that's needed for any sort of smooth AI interaction. And 5, gain improved connectivity and help emerging technologies evolve to the next level. Thank you. Ooh, ooh.
Thank you. So what
Perfect presence.
Yeah. So one of the cool things here again is like there's an international component. So as we hear about international low latency networks, both in the US, in Japan, and in China, there's a sense that it's a scaffolding. It's a scaffolding for new types of communication. And Adam from Wave has been a leader in this space for a while in music, right? And music, I think, is one of these great connectors. And if you think about the things we've seen, there's a theme here that people really want to express themselves through song and dance. And Adam, please tell us about Wave.
Sure, thanks so much. So I'm Adam, I'm the CEO of Wave. We're a music tech startup based here in LA. So we host virtual concerts on our platform. We call these shows Wave. So we work with a lot of virtual beings, but we also take major music artists and turn them into avatars to perform these concerts in the metaverse. So we're a platform for creating, distributing, and monetizing what we call virtual entertainment content. How many of you guys here saw the Marshmello concert in Fortnite? Right, so if you guys didn't see it, Marshmello, who in some ways already is an avatar, played a concert for 10 million concurrent gamers. And so we think this demonstrates sort of the massive scale that games as a distribution platform are capable of delivering. We think the games are a much more important sort of media type than at least our country or the West has made them out to be with these ridiculous conversations about are games art. We've coined this term, which we call virtual entertainment, which is sort of like it's interactive content, it's social content, it's hosted in a game engine. And so we think it's those three things, and virtual concert is sort of just one form of virtual entertainment. So this is some background on our company. We launched our own VR music platform back in 2017. How many of you guys saw the movie Ready Player One? Yes, got some fellow sci-fi nerds here. If you guys remember the nightclub scene where people were dancing in zero gravity, we powered the official launch of the film where we worked with Spielberg to recreate that distracted globe scene. We had the star of the film DJing in VR and had hundreds of people jacked in VR flying around the scene. This is our vision for the future. Currently, our tech is a proprietary pipeline for creating this virtual entertainment content with an API that can take a live music performance and then beam it into any interactive streaming platform like Twitch or any game engine like Unreal or Unity. So we can have a performance either happening at a real concert or from our broadcast studio in LA, happening live in these virtual spaces. We just launched a bunch of our new tech last week with this concert by the artist named Rez, where she came into our studio and played for 75,000 people in the same virtual space. So she's wearing an XSense mocap suit. We use AR kits to do the face tracking. We have Manus VR gloves. And she had a total blast. We had 75,000 people, 1,000 of which were on our VR platform. And in our Twitch chat, which was interactive, we saw 8 times the engagement from a normal chat. And so we think that this is a major platform for artists to make money and also sort of like go on tour virtually and experience this new type of art. We're launching the show with Kazuna Ai in September, where we paired her with W&W, these Dutch DJs. Thank you.
Thank you, Adam.
So Kizuna Ai is one of the best of the VTubers, one of the world of VTuber. So she is introduced she as a super AI, and she works well, and also she made her clone in herself. She installed the Chinese language herself, and it makes a double language or triple personas in relation to use. So the next speaker is preview.
Yes, thanks, Tony. Thanks. So as Tony comes to the stage, again, this continuity of a thought that this is an international movement. This is more readily known in Japan at the moment, but it is spreading quickly into South Korea and China. Tony is a veteran of Japanese animation and is currently in Shanghai. Tony, please tell us about your work.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm from Franken Animation. We created a virtual diva in China called 8911. It's the name of their group. It's a group name. I'm Tony Izumi. I'm born in Taiwan, grew up in Japan. I'd like to first speak a little bit on the business side in the China market. The animation, comic, game, novel users is still growing. The core fan, so far for this VTuber business, our core target is this 110 million consumers, which is still growing. And this is the basis of the VTuber business in China. And so far, we have acknowledged more than 300 VTubers in China, whereas now we have 7,000 in Japan, but I believe China will be growing. Even the big players like Tencent, they have entered the VTuber business. And brief introduction of 8911, they came from 2,114 digitally, meaning they need a body, they need the actor at each era that they appear. And they start as a VTuber in China to introduce themselves, the stories they learn about 2019, and then they will eventually be gathered in an animation film. And just a brief introduction that what we're doing now is a live broadcast, stage shows, most important is advertising, the main revenue source. Sometimes we do reporter for variety shows, original songs, music videos. Offline, we call this offline dating. And fans have only 1 minute to talk with their VTubers. And the white part is what we want to explore in the future, more of the holograms, AR, VR experiences. And since I have an animation background, the goal of the project is to go to the switch to the animation franchise model. And this is a bigger picture of the one-to-one. This is it's important to have greetings with fan greetings. Since they're digital, that is the reason that offline events is also important. And technology used so far, motion cap, hologram, and live broadcasting using the kit. And this is the most important part I wanted to talk today is, as we start as a VTuber, for example, she appears in 2019. Let's see this video. What? It doesn't show? I had this video embedded. Well, anyway, it's not important. What I want to tell in this sheet is that 891 is I have a long story. I have a long story, but the story, the script is not for this feature animation. The long story, all the activities, they're separated in the program and music video games to create a great franchise. So what I mention is the emergence of VTuber to animation model. I have to go to Bilibili, maybe it's so slow, so. Bilibili. Okay, so Bilibili is the largest platform. So it's like a YouTube, but focuses on animation, game, animation, comic. Sorry, the time is, and I'm search 8911. So this is the first clip. Let me just show one clip instead of two because of the time. Yeah, I think Bilibili takes time. Well, anyway, the point is here that VTubers start in China, and they have what is important for VTuber to survive or be business is obviously revenues. We need to have more revenues. So China, they're a big advertising market, so we go for the advertising market, and then once we have revenue, then we can expand our technologies. We can all the fantastic technology we can see in Siggraph. We can use more technologies and then go to the next step. So what I want to say is that very important to have a business model for the VTubers. And my approach is going to the animation franchise. But anyway, our goal is to create an IP and also, okay, no music. Doesn't. Oh, now we just started and we have subscribers of 20,000, including Blibli and 20,000. Okay. Well, if there's a chance, I will show the clip with the other opportunities.
I don't think the internet's going to
Yeah, I think the internet.
Where's the 5G?
Yes.
Yes, wait for 5G. Correct. Okay.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
For thanks.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
So Bilibili is one of the other world, not like YouTube. So Chinese cannot access to the Google Form, Google Gmails, and also the YouTube is forbidden in China network. That very high scale market is existing. So let's see the Chinese market also. So thanks for the time, but let's back to the slide. So next speaker, please. Yes, from DNA Block.
Excellent.
Hi, my name is Christine Marzano, and I am the co-founder of DNA Block. And up here we have my photorealistic 3D avatar. And what we're really trying to do with DNA Block is create an easy and intuitive way for content creators, brands, celebrities, and influencers to create interactive AI-driven virtual beings and content. I mean, we've seen a ton of virtual beings today, especially in the beginning of the piece today, where we saw all of the people that had put their virtual influencer into the competition. Now, we see virtual influencers entering the Instagram world daily. But what we found is that especially with 3D content, it's really, really difficult for those people to go the next step, to go past putting the stills on Instagram or go past doing a voiceover for their VTuber. And we want to be the people who make it easy for them to do that. We want to be able to have them click a few different knobs within our engine, and they're able to create this really interesting content with their wide variety of voices and their diverse content. Because after all, these are virtual beings, so why not allow more people to create content with them? My 16-year-old cousin, who can tell me about more social media things than I know or would ever want to know, was very easily able to generate and animate an avatar using our engine. It's really just you scroll around. A lot of it is voice-driven, so you could do it from your mobile phone because, let's be honest, trying to navigate a 3D world on a mobile device is difficult whether you have skills or you don't. So really, we just want our content to be able to be created that's not expensive, it's not prohibitive when it comes to skill set, and it can be dispersed onto any platform and to any device. So hopefully our video works. Or not. So yeah, we have focused a lot on photoreal avatars. So here we had a video which could show you a photorealistic version of Zac Efron, a celebrity, and it was all made within our engine. We've also created, this probably won't work either, but we can try. No. We've also created a way, and we have a proprietary piece of our toolkit that can take the same data that we use to create the photoreal Zac Efron and create instead a stylized version of him. So it really depends on the platform that you want to use it. Do you want your photoreal one to put content out there, or do you want the stylized version to create the content? And so here we had some examples of the stylization. Also, our animation tools are able to put the animation on different characters. So we can swap it from your stylized character to your photoreal character, all with the click of a button. So the final part of ours is we think that likeness should be protected. So we built a blockchain element into our engine as well to make sure that your likeness can be proven as yours and can be tracked as it moves around. So thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day.
Thank you. Very sorry for the video. We have a problem in the networks in the beginning. Next people.
Hayata-san. So just in the context of where is this all going? So Hayata-san is a local VTuber, and to show the progression of where you start and where you can end up, they're cracking into the market to bring some of the learnings from Japan to the US. And start out by doing some work in Little Tokyo, progress to having their character perform at Anime Expo, and there's some stuff coming down the road, but this is a nice way to unite the perspectives of international markets.
So good afternoon, everyone. I'm from Wise Media Agency. We started as an influencer marketing company based in LA called Gantale. Gantale specializes in bridging American culture with popular Japanese culture and help companies in Japan promote their products or products and service in the United States as well as talents. Our initial goal was to make popular Japanese culture more familiar and accessible to the American audience. And in the late 2018, we held our first event called Follow Japan, where we invited famous Japanese influencers from Japan and the USA to play and compete in the funny and exciting contents in order to help familiarize the Japanese cultural hub in downtown Los Angeles called Little Tokyo. We believe that technology is a huge part of people's daily lives. It helps people communicate and express themselves in a variety of ways. At the same time, anime culture is hugely influential, not just where it came from Japan, but it's also have increasing popularity all over the world. Combining technology with a very influential anime culture is where we had our first idea of creating a virtual character, Rin Asobi. We believe that current technology enables people to do a lot more than even before, where the cost is low but the quality is high. This also means that we can have a very effective and efficient development workflow in a very short amount of time. Rin Asobi is a virtual character that can be controlled in real time with a simple mocap setup using virtual reality technology. The simple setup enables us to perform live interaction where a studio setup would be too overly complicated and slow. Let me show you the video. Jungle. So what I mean by a simple mocap setup is it enables us to go out in the real world and interact with people in the real time. Like, I'll just show you this one. Like we had an event in Anime Jungle in Little Tokyo, and then enables to talk to people in there. So, and sorry, I don't have time to show the things, but our goal is to familiarize Rin Asobi to the world as an influencer figure, and also to be the next 2020 Tokyo Olympic ambassador. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
So the big picture here is we've looked at characters, we've looked at the technology that enables them, but there is a business aspect to it. And a lot of people that are looking to get into this market are asking, what is the progression path and where are people looking to back this kind of technology? And Marco Demoretz, dear friend, is here from the VR Fund to speak more.
Okay, I haven't timed myself, so I hope this works. But thank you very much to organizers. An amazing event, full house. And as you've seen, it's a really global phenomenon, right? We have creators coming from France, Japan, China, all around the world. And I'm Marco Demoretz with the Venture Reality Fund. We're known as the VR Fund, but V is really venture. And we've been following this space from our inception. Actually, my partner, Tiptat, has been very involved with the whole, Hatsune Miku and other, great characters started in 2010. When we launched the fund in 2016, we were also helping a number of startups in Japan, and Kizuna Eye came out of one of them. And if you fast forward, sort of given our investment thesis of AI and AR, VR combination to transform consumer media, entertainment, broadcasting, and enterprise business, this is one manifestation of that. And I'm going to, given the time, I'm going to talk about the more on the consumer and media aspect versus enterprise. If you look at Hatsune Miku started real touring in 2010, and there's been I think over 100,000 songs written for her on Nico Nico and also on YouTube. And Kizuna Eye has over 5 million followers, and she's probably making over 10 million a year as a spokesperson, advertising, as well as I think Japanese tourism agency personality. And last Friday there was an incredible event in Shanghai. Over 10,000 people showed up to watch Luo Tianyi, which is a Chinese V-star, and Kizuna Eye, Hatsune Miku, and a couple of Bilibili stars. That was, again, an incredible event. This is sort of like a combination of Beyonce, Rihanna, Taylor Swift, and Katy Perry all showing up at the same time. It's really like a all-star, superstar lineup. And this is really going to be an evolving phenomenon and a sort of analog on the sort of I would say conversational agent side. The largest player is Shua Ice in China. It's a Microsoft agent and has over 300 million active fans. 300 million, that's a US population. And then you have Natasha in India is on the Hike platform, and also Ru in India. So there are a lot of sort of conversational agents in addition to Kizuna Eyes and others doing the entertainment. They're talking about interacting with you on both consumer and enterprise side. And then on the investments, what we're seeing is Soul Machines from New Zealand got a significant investment. Little Michaela, Brood got an investment. Our portfolio companies, Wave, RD, and Mindshow, and then Plus One from Japan. And these are really incredibly active companies that are taking advantage of virtual beings, AI and AR, VR to transform our media, entertainment, broadcasting, and enterprise business. Thank you.
Thank you, Marco. And from RD, we have Ryan Horrigan. Ryan, so one of the things that we've been talking about, for the most part, are puppeted or piloted characters. It's a real-time expression of someone in a mocap suit or having a screen in front of them. But we're also starting to hear more about what happens when machine learning advances to conversational AI. And one of the companies in the forefront of the space, also from Los Angeles, is Artie.
Thanks for having me. So my name is Ryan. This is Artie. There's a little video that may play, it may not. Okay, it's playing. So Artie is an AI technology company based here in downtown LA. We're backed by some awesome investors, including Marco and Tiptat here. And we are a team of senior game engine programmers, AI and cognitive scientists, 3D and VFX artists, and veteran storytellers. That is who we are. So our mission is to bring the world's most popular characters to life with AI. And we're creating a first-of-its-kind technology stack to empower our customers to reach their consumers in ways that were never before possible. So we like to tackle a problem, and it's a little audacious, but we think that video is broken. Particularly, we think video is broken on social media. It's never been less engaging, mainly due to saturation and competition, user behavior. But quite frankly, the metrics surrounding video have always been fairly basic. We only know sort of what happens surrounding the video, but never your emotional engagement granularly inside the video. So poor engagement, low sales, and basic data. So our AI characters, let's see if I can get to the slide I need. Okay, they offer longer, more meaningful emotional engagement. higher conversion on purchases, and brand new insights. So we can now know things inside of the emotional engagement and the experience, like what was said, how it was said, what we think you meant when you said it, the color of your shirt, your facial expression. We can know your basic body language. We can recognize objects, and we can also track like what other people might be in the room. We can do all of this by protecting your anonymity and your privacy as well, and being compliant with GDPR and CCPA. So I just wanted to mention that. So our platform also allows you to share content via link, which is very unique for us. So a lot of folks working in the embodied AI space are doing so on PC or with GPUs, kind of offline stuff. We've been really working to make all this streamable on the web and shareable via link, which is new and novel. This is sort of our basic tech stack and part of our early patents. So you'll see here on the left, we have input on the user side. We can look at your face, we can look at objects, and we can take in your speech. We then have internal models, which would include natural language understanding, knowledge, which includes the canon of a character or a world, memory and personality models. This all gets kind of brought into Fusion, which is effectively a multimodal error corrector, and then piped into a decision engine, which is an improvisational state machine, if you will. And then on the output, we have streamed animation and speech sort of today. That's sort of pre-baked, and then what we're working on now is natural language generation and procedural animation with speech synthesis so that we can have more generative conversations. We're also working with a continuous improvement loop that's sort of taking the user's input in and the AI's input out and creating a virtuous cycle where the more consumers that engage with a given AI, the more intelligent they become, and that is Artie. Thank you.
So perfect talk. So let's have
Oh yes. So where we've started and where we've ended up is really it's back at the beginning, and my exposure to this really came when I got a chance to go to Siggraph in Tokyo back in December and met Shirai-san and saw his work with Rightflyer, and what really caught me is his vision of where we're going next. We're currently in a video, post-video, and moving into light interactivity through Twitch and Twitch extensions, but we're going on to direct entertainment by these new type of characters, and Shirai-san has a really, I think, a very exciting vision of where we're going next.
So thanks to give the opportunity to talk a little bit. So I'm working for various fields in the VTuber. This is my work in the 12 months of facial, finger, mocap, demo, measurement, educational, voice, haptics, social media development, and like today, this is international collaboration opportunities. And also working for collaboration and also for the patent, it's IPs. So, but anyway, let's say virtual being might be a VR 4.0 era. So which will bring a new ecosystem in VR 4.0. What is VR 4.0? So VR 4.0, you can see like that. Professor Tachi gave a talk yesterday in the VOF of IVRC student competition of virtual reality. So in the past, so Professor Tachi is a pioneer of virtual reality, and he leads a cycle of decade in virtual reality. So let's say virtual reality 1.0 is by sort of Democrats, Sutherland, and VR 2.0, this is my student age, graphic classification, OpenGL, DirectX programming, and only in lab. We can try it, but only in lab. So someone said that there are no killer contents, but today we have Democrats of virtual reality, thanks to the game engine, mobile phone network technology, and contents. So a lot of people, a lot of developers comes from game industry, thanks to the game engine, and also the Oculus have innovated thanks to the mobile phone technologies. So VR 4.0. So what is VR 4.0? HMD is not a primary media anymore, because we also have a reason why we need VR. We need a reason to equip the headset. But new era like VR 4.0, virtual being, can bring us to the virtual. So social network, only not local network, commerce, AI, blockchains, human ecosystem, and new human being can bring into the next gen. So this is the start point to start VR 5.0, like a new humanity. So we are also already work for the VR game content,
But character communication VR is very motivated for the next gen. So we have already worked the location VR, not scalable, but the PC VR, mobile VR already is tested. But we still cannot solve the problem why we need HCMDs. But the virtual YouTuber, virtual presence, virtual character, or character in real-time experience, or very close distance from someone else, that have a motivation. So I also working in the scientific topic, like avatar society. It's an application for the e-learning context, and also the haptics, but will be extended, deployed to the VTuber industry. So the company, Wi-Fi Live Entertainment, is working for the be yourself you want to be. Be yourself you want to be. So you can be someone else if you want. And also I working like that. This is today's VTuber live event in Japan by Wi-Fi Live Entertainment, our subsidiary company. So this is a music event. You don't need linguistic characters like a Japanese context, but also you can imagine here is a photorealistic character walking or AR plays on the event. And also the cheering people is from the watchers. Watchers can be avatars also. So this is a dive function. It can download it from the players. You can join to here in asynchronous time. So that means avatars can make engage into the virtuality. And also it is possible to make charge like a new economy, like payment or commerce. And also I'm working for the voice changer application. You can choose all of voice just to access to the Koya Uranai website. This is a voice changer application. You can change my voice. This is my voice. So, we can choose, we can change, we can replace your voice, and also here is accepted Siggraph happy hour. We can meet tomorrow noon. And also here is a scientific research. So face is very important. Face expression is very important. And also here is very effective for the impressions. And here is also the impossible face, like exaggerated face. And like that, we use like magnetic expressions. And I have developed such as a deep learning system to recognize the exaggerated face. It will be the future emoji. And also here is a deep learning system will be very useful. Sorry for the repeat. And yes, this is a recognition of the face. And also it can express the emoji. So that means we can kick the trigger for the special faces. Now it's using the triggers by controllers. So, and also in this service in reality, here is various possibilities of commons, like apparel or collaboration functions, and also the game functions. This is really new. So game is integrated with the avatar culture. So this is the YouTube video by the player. So she is very famous, and we have organized one April Fool event, integrated flapping avatar. That's a very hard game to play, like flapping bird. She play avatar and also play the game, like that. So she can play, and also the audience can join to give their virtual gifting or comment. So the gifting is coming to the world of the play. So this is cheering, but it avoids hard play. So this is very hard game, but she is also very good player. Actually, the player of VTubers is very various talented they have. So singers and very beautiful voice and player and very good reactions. So that's new virtual being. So we are working for the something nobody do, and also the what condition should be do, and considered the path for the R4D, R&D, and R2D, R2 development. So there are various fields we have, technical and also the social and also the marketing. But let's go into the next step.
Yes. Hey, thank you. And I wonder if we could give, maybe just take 1 second and try to give some time back to our friends at Dynamics and maybe just show their video real quickly, because this concept of face and facial capture for nuance is such an important point.
You gave your presentation, yes.
Fingers crossed on the video.
Yes.
And while we're setting that up, one other quick thing to note is the interactivity we're talking about. It's inherent to the chat functionality in a lot of social media platforms. So we're not talking about Stadia or xCloud or PlayStation Now running off of a cloud or remote render. This is a path the game engine and these characters allow you to take today's video output, marry it with light interactivity, and then be prepared using game engines for edge compute and for remote render and scalable compute.
Okay, sorry, I think there was a misunderstanding at the beginning. So I'm just going to show a video about what we are about to do, what we are able to do for like the high-end quality right now, because we saw a lot of solutions working with phones and stuff. So, because we really think these solutions are going to be available to a lot of people in a few years. So here, what you're going to see is a result we have about tracking and retargeting onto a virtual character based on scans and textures. So it was a collaboration we did with Pixelguns that provide us with the scans, textures, and the rig. And what you're going to see here is also fully automatic, so there is no manual change whatsoever, which means you don't have to be an animator to be able to do this kind of result if you have the scans. So let's hope, can we have the sound?
Give me. The sound?
Yeah.
Should
An
watch.
advertisement for a dermatology office thinking
It's
about the
working.
sale of a cornea. My mind went, cornea, dermatology, rain, umbrella, Hermia's a bitch, lobster bisque. I woke up in the morning wanting a lobster bisque.
So yeah, that's kind of result right now. It's mostly only available for studios, but we really think it's going to be democratized when the scan industry is going to be available to everyone. So that's all I have to say.
Thanks.
Thanks.
So thank you very much to conclude the session, and please vote to your favorite speaker. Oh, now it's the best by Docomo. Congrats. Okay, so we are going to the next topic. So leave your question and the message, and let's go into the round table. Okay, let's please start.
Yeah, so let's jump into roundtable because you saw that my voice is kind of not working. So feel free to have more interaction because you guys have been listening. So if you have any questions or if you have any thoughts, feel free to share it with us. And
yeah, maybe
so what do you think of the session, the presentations?
Let me ask you some questions. Okay.
Of course.
So we're seeing this emerging market for digital characters. And would you say this is something that is moving east to west? Or what is the awareness in the West of these steady progressions outside the country?
Yeah, as Marco mentioned, and as a lot of us know, initially this trend was in Japan. And then now China is really a booming market, and a lot of big companies and individuals are investing in it. So I think, at least in the East, it is already the state of art. And in the West, we can see a lot of photorealistic celebrities. So I think it's definitely an emerging trend in the West as well.
Yeah, and I apologize. I didn't really introduce myself at the beginning. I'm Scott Brook. I have a passing interest for a long time now, more than passing interest. I've been through the early days of VR in 2014 with Jaunt, then went on to YouTube to be their global VR guy, and recently went to Illumination Entertainment, Minions, to help really find out how IP in a new world of direct character interaction can work. I say that because all of those experiences have really given me an appreciation of how important this stuff really is, because it is the next forefront of animation, it is the next forefront of music, it is the next forefront of celebrity, and all these impulses that we see of people to achieve really a standing for themselves and to have a voice be heard. This opens up a new frontier because it does not depend on how you look or how you sound in the real world. It's about how you decide you want to be, which I think was an interesting point on one of those slides, that you be who you want to be. And I think that that's a very human instinct. And so as we see all these technologies come together, and particularly have a business model that supports it, where we're going to see ourselves in, I think, hopefully in next year is a new format.
Yeah, exactly. So we saw some questions on the page as well. So is the concept of a virtual YouTuber or virtual entertainer marketable in the West? And how many do you think it is marketable in the West? How many do you think it's not marketable in the West? The rest of you, what's your opinion? Like, feel free to jump in, like, have some other answers. So for me, I do think a virtual YouTuber or virtual entertainer is marketable in the West. So as Chinese, I work in Europe. So I saw the emerging trend in China, and then I was observing the trends in the West. For example, Barbie vlogger, like a VTuber, has 6 million followers. Those little girls, they are following Barbie's new videos every day on YouTube. And also we can see the Ladybugs video had a lot of interactions online with the live broadcasting in France. So I think both examples are very good to demonstrate how VTubers are marketable in the West. What do you think?
Yeah, I completely agree. And I think that there's been a period of fragmentation and discovery. But what I really hope that everyone is able to see from today's Birds of a Feather is that everyone in this room is a participant. Everyone in this room holds a piece of the puzzle. And it's not about servicing existing platforms. It is the emergence of a new platform. And in this platform, people have a voice. They can also expect privacy. They can expect ownership of their character. They can experience an interaction with a friend or a projection of themselves into the world to achieve, I think, international stardom. And what starts today in Japan and China and South Korea, my personal view is we're sitting here in Hollywood, there's about to be a new format where people can interact with the rest of the world and have a format that's based, one, on technology, but also on human desire to achieve a new form of communication. I think that is extremely marketable. The video has like 220, 230 million views. Yeah. Is that correct? Yeah.
Does anyone know the
and music,
Kader?
right? Yeah.
No Kader? You know Kader? Less people. Okay, just see.
Has anyone seen this video? Has everyone seen this video in this room?
Yes.
So just for context, this is from League of Legends. And I think this is a fun point. For the most part, we've known our game characters as objects in the world, and we interact with them as controllers. But we're now rapidly moving to a place where those characters themselves are celebrities. And Riot is one of their foremost points every year is to celebrate their fans. And this past November, for the League of Legends finales, they turned their characters into J-pop and K-pop stars. And it hit a major chord where I think where we're at, where people want to embrace their toys as having life. It's almost like a Pinocchio story. And we're in this very interesting transition from a world of linear video to interactive video. And I think you're seeing the face of new celebrity and new entertainment in the making.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also what's happening here is the Future Group, and I believe Digital Domain worked on this, is that you can take a real world performance and using the same game engines that are deriving the means of expressing character, you can also use that to layer the digital world into the real world. And you know, where we're going to see this in the next couple of years, and I think the point was made, is that performances can start in the digital world, they can exist in virtual reality and augmented reality, but also in venues. And the celebration, the fandom that comes with this from Asia, I think is extremely persuasive, and it will be a big factor in the US.
Exactly. And this video has 200 million views, so it is a very phenomenon as an entertainment trend. So we have more questions on maybe here?
Yeah, I think one point that's kind of even deeper is like, if I call my 5-year-old daughter on Facebook Messenger, she likes dressing up as a pirate or whatever, right? As an animated intermediary. She actually doesn't use it in any other way. Like for her, normal is to choose who you want to be, and I have to, it's like being normal is not normal anymore for her. So
Yep.
I think there's like, we're talking about people transitioning from video chat to something else, but for her, she starts animated. Like that's her entire life.
This is such an important point.
I'll refrain again the question for the streaming.
Yes, to repeat the question, well, I think that the restatement of the question and the point here is that it's a very interesting point to understand generations and how they consume and view media. I don't know if we have a chance, but if anyone has everyone seen the Billie Eilish "You Should See Me in a Crown" video? Can a show of hands? I hope, Shirai-san, if we could show quickly. I don't know if we're going to get a chance, but so Billie Eilish is a 17-year-old phenomena from the world of YouTube. Shirai-san, could we potentially show the Billie Eilish video?
Yeah. Actually, what Ben said is actually the answer of the first question, right? Ben was talking actually about how his 5-year-old daughter consume all the entertainment content. And the first question is, what do you see this XR entertainment business in 10 to 20 years? And Ben's 5-year-old daughter will be like us, like how we consume entertainment content right now. So.
Yeah, I think that is the key. It's like what we're talking about is not 10 years away. It's not 5 years away. It is right now. The progression will go quickly, and I think that we don't have the video to show, but the point of Billie Eilish is that she is a 17-year-old who grew up on the YouTube platform, and first and foremost, she loves anime. And when she decided to make her recent video called "You Should See Me in a Crown," she reached out to Takashi Murakami, a Japanese well-known artist, because her love of anime influenced her decision about how she wanted to be projected in a digital space. So working with Takashi Murakami, he helped create a character for her that is the expression of everything we've seen here today. And it is the face of where youth is going, how they view themselves in relationship to the characters they play with through games, how they find an expression medium for their voice and for really their personalities.
So some questions about prices, and I can say this is very physical constraints. So like Keida, that's very beautiful and very impressive, but just only one time for the event. So that doesn't make the sustainable ecosystems. Then regular platform, it looks like very light animations, but also very important to the frequency can be better than a one-time event. Mm-hmm. And also the price for the 3D characters makes like a very expensive car, like BMW, for example. Then that's not possible for the consumable context. Then also for the talent, like we say, spirit of the virtual YouTuber, they have not only the voice talent, but also for the gameplay, interactive thing, very hard to play. Mm-hmm. So we have to go to the theaters. Then we going to the conclusion, finalist, and awarding rapidly. Please come to here, Mr. High Presence, and also Dynamic Seeds. So I'd like to say all of the name of the participant: Himinomiya from Japan, Deet from France, and Sanada Eri, Australia, and Nito Atori Emiko from Vega, Mexico, and Yuikai, Singapore, and ZU M78 Nebula, China, and Octan Bot Virtual World, Japan, and Kujo Ringo Magic World, Japan, and Mecha Babumi, Japan, and Milky Queen, Japan, and Kirin and C, Japan and China, and Vani Digital West Side, USA, and Lily Liz White, Inferno, Japan, and Linkro, Japan, and Sarku Nagasaki, Nagasaki Prefecture in Japan, Baron Breaker, Evitz, Hokkaido, Japan, Leon Dermia, Japan, and Nachiko, Japan, and James Company, Japan. Sorry, too much Japanese. Yosemi Frame from Japan, and here is a credit. Thanks to the participation. And here is the reviewers. Inti is also reviewed everything, and just a 60-second video, and 5 elements: character design, message, technology, expression, the presence, and the influence. So High Presence Award is nominated 3 of them, and the winner.
Yeah. So we. Okay, sure. So we really loved all 3 of these videos, but the one that we were really taken by was the Milky Queen video, and so we'd like to present them with both a Brio 4K camera as well as a license to our software. So, yeah, congratulations, Milky Queen.
So Milky Queen is there somehow? Soejima-san is not here. Yes, he is a partner of Milky Queen. Please come to here. Yes, どうぞ。どうぞ。はい。何か説明していただければ。日本語で大丈夫です。So Soejima-san is from Docomo and a long time working in the VTuber industry since 2015. And Milky Queen is one partner who have developed it. The name of a company.
これはミラクルプロ。
ミラクルプロ。
さっき言ってたジャストプロ、獣フレンズのプロデューサー。
Kemono Friends is one of the representative lifetime animation, and they are working with. And so, congrats, Milky Queen, and you will bring to Milky Queen, please. Okay, please receive the prize.
Okay.
So congrats.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And next is a Dynamic Seeds prize. Please.
I'm here.
Yes, here. What is the big box?
Big surprise.
Wow.
So let me just announce
Yes.
the winner first. So our winner is Kimi no Miya, the very first video you guys saw. We thought both from the technical point of view and the content and the culture bridging between East and West. So this is our winner, and the prize is both hardware and 1-year license of our software. And we're excited to come up to see what comes out of it. This is, so hardware and software, this is exactly what was used on the Ladybug video that you guys saw, and that got a nice number of views on YouTube this year. So we're excited to see what comes out of this.
So unfortunately, Kimi no Miya has joined here for Anime Expo last week. So then here is a related people from XR, Koike-san. He is also the charge of streaming program this event, and also very close to live in Nagoya. So please receive the prize. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, please make a promise to bring to Kimi no Miya. Don't use yourself. Of course, he is also VTuber. If you have interest, please ask her. Not her, himself. Actually, he plays girls. So, congrats, Kimi no Miya. And also, we have choose the final nominate for the best in-show and the best outreach award give for the Kimi no Miya, and best influence for Nachiko, and best multiplayer for James Company, and best individual player Niwatori Emiko from Mexico, and best interactive award for Kirin and C. So and best musician, Bunny, virtual Bunny. That's a very good music rapper. So this is a final nominate of virtual VTuber showcase in 2019, and we have choose the best of best. So the prize for the best one, a winner can be an ambassador for the next edition. So ambassador of next edition in Siggraph Asia, Brisbane, Australia. Oh, you know?
Yeah.
I say again. Ambassador for the next Siggraph Asia 19, Brisbane, Australia. Yeah. The winner is Korean C. Thanks to come to here and sorry for the name. Sorry. It's a very live event.
This is like the Academy Awards. We're sure that this is the right one.
C from Chokan algorithm and from Japan and China. Please come to here. So, congratulations.
Thank you.
So please give her something, message.
日本語です。
どうぞ日本語で。
はい。このような栄誉ある賞をいただいてありがとうございます。日本から来た甲斐が大変ありました。中国のパートナーのチームともこの喜びを分かち合いたいと思います。今日はありがとうございます。
Well, thank you very much to give us such a great praise, and also this is an honor to receive such great show and also the great opportunity. Please keep here 写真をここ立ててくださいね。And we will share such honors with the Japanese and the Chinese partners, and we are very happy to come here from Japan. Thanks. Thank you very much for our event is done, and also let's take a photo and let's go to the Microsoft Theater and have a drink at my apartment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for coming. We'll stick around for a few minutes if there's any questions. Oh, no, that's totally cool. Oh, no, it's totally cool.